What is up, Raider Nation? Welcome back to the LV Raider 10 YouTube channel. As the head coach and general manager search comes to an end for the Raiders, it is an exciting time for the organization as a whole as we enter another offseason filled with question marks at key positions and coaching staff. The hire of Antonio Pierce is possibly the most intriguing, but also the most exciting head coaching hire the Raiders have had in my lifetime. Having someone leading the Raiders with the mentality of being a Raider, knowing what a Raider truly means to the fans, the organization, and what it should mean to the players, is something that can't be quantified. As a fan of the Raiders as long as I've been, really it's so refreshing to see someone that embodies what it really means to be a Raider, and with the combination of leaders such as Maxx Crosby and Davante Adams, who are prime examples of what being a Raider should feel and look like as players, I think the entire culture of this organization is starting to turn around in the best possible way. Coach AP said it best in his first press conference. He's a Raider through and through, and I think his leadership qualities as a head coach is something close to what Dan Campbell has done at Detroit and what Mike Vrabel had done in Tennessee. Both of those coaches were not known to be gurus on either side of the ball, but able to relate and inspire players to play beyond than what was asked for them. Both of those coaching examples turned losing teams and losing cultures into very competitive and contending teams. Mike Vrabel led the Titans to two number one seed teams in a conference that seemed to be filled with teams better than them. And Dan Campbell has turned a struggling Lions organization who had been filled with mediocrity and embarrassment into, as of this recording, an NFC Championship game participant and Super Bowl contender. I believe with the right hire of offensive staff, the great coaching that Patrick Graham did this past season, and now with Tom Telesco building the roster, this organization can and will improve in the next coming seasons. With the hire of former Chargers GM Tom Telesco, the Raiders have brought in an extremely talented roster builder that is familiar with the AFC West and has shown to be able to build a playoff caliber team on the field. Although the Chargers have not had the most successful recent seasons, they always seem to have a very talented group of players on their roster, and have the media choosing them to be playoff or even Super Bowl contenders. I don't want to hold the shortcomings of his coaches that he has hired against him, but the roster of the Chargers and his ability to hit in first round picks as well as find guys past the first round of drafts such as Keenan Allen, Tuli Tuipulotu, Uchenna Nwosu, and Asante Samuel Jr. is what the Raiders need in a GM to be able to build not just for next season, but for seasons to come. Where I believe Tom Telesco has shown to be the weakest is in his signings of free agents, most notably in his 2022 free agent class, in trading for Khalil Mack and re-signing him for a big deal, and signing corner J.C. Jackson to a huge 5-year, $82.5 million deal. Although Mack had some productive seasons with the Chargers, he now looks like he will be a cap casualty of the Chargers due to being a $38.5 million cap hit in 2024 for the Chargers. And J.C. Jackson was traded with a 7th round pick to the Patriots for only a 6th round pick in return. If the Raiders organization can learn to limit their spending and build through the draft, I believe that the Raiders should be and will be contenders in the very near future. With the most important position in football still being a question mark for the Raiders, Tom Telesco has shown to be a great analyzer of talent at the quarterback position, being involved with choosing Andrew Luck in his time with the Indianapolis Colts, as well as picking Justin Herbert for the Chargers in a time where many NFL draft analysts did not believe Herbert would become a great quarterback in the NFL. The Raiders currently hold the 13th overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft. Do the Raiders stay put at 13th overall and choose the quarterback that ends up being available, or do the Raiders make a splash and trade up to get the quarterback that they desire? I have also seen many Raider fans wanting to trade for Justin Fields from the Chicago Bears. Do the Raiders end up trading for Justin Fields, or maybe even waiting till free agency to sign a quarterback like Kirk Cousins? To me, the best course of action for the Raiders would be to draft a quarterback in this upcoming draft. With many NFL mock drafts having the top 3 quarterbacks in Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Jaden Daniels now being available at the 13th overall pick, I believe someone like Michael Penix Jr. would be the best available option for the Raiders at 13, possibly even trading back in the draft and still being able to take the Washington quarterback. My second best option would be to wait until free agency to sign a quarterback like Kirk Cousins, who is coming off an injury-filled season, but has shown in the past to be a very capable quarterback in this league. Although I don't think it's plausible, I would not be surprised to see the Raiders trade up to get a quarterback like Jaden Daniels, as head coach Antonio Pierce has a relationship with him from when they were both at Arizona State. My least favorite option at quarterback would be to trade for Justin Fields, as he is only under team control for one season before needing to re-sign him. Although he has shown flashes, I believe the Raiders need to have a quarterback that is under team control for longer than one season before needing to pay him, as well as the unknown draft capital that will be needed to be given up to trade a quarterback like Justin Fields. Whatever decision the Raiders end up making, it's exciting to see what the Raiders will do in the upcoming future. What does Raider Nation think about the hiring of AP as well as Tom Telesco? Who do you believe the Raiders should draft, trade, or sign at quarterback for the upcoming season? Please leave any comments on your thoughts, and as always, just win, baby.